When I first started dating, my mom told me whatever you start in the beginning of a relationship, you have to be willing to do it throughout that relationship. And I took that, and I probably took it a little too hard, but I really understood what she was saying, is that you cannot start your relationship off performing and then expect it to be loved authentically, right? Like, you cannot start this relationship off giving your best self and only showing the good parts and never showing any other aspect of yourself, and then expecting for somebody to fall in love with that version of you and then be upset when the actual version of you comes and they don't like it. See, a lot of people do this because they feel as if they are not worthy of being loved for who they are, and because of that, they feel like they have to do this very performative nature. You know, a lot of women feel like they have to show the cooking and the cleaning and show that they're a good woman rather than showing that they're a good person, and based off what they want, allowing that to align with the right man. You hear what I'm saying? Show who the fuck you are at the beginning. Show your authentic self at the beginning so that you can find somebody who is going to love you through all the different versions of yourself. So when I was 19 years old, I went to my nana. I had been dealing with this boy who I had been dealing with since I was 14 years old. So at this time, I was 5 years in the game with this man. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I am in college. I am on break. And I go, Nana, I am tired of this. And she goes, no, you're not. I go, Nana, no, I'm really tired. Like, I'm tired of this back and forth. And she was like, no, you're not. And I was like, no, Nana, I don't think you understand how tired I am of having to deal with this and my heart being broken. That lady looked me dead in my eyes and she said, when you're tired, you'll stop. When you're tired, you'll stop. Let me tell you how it took me another 5 years of going back and forth and all this thing and not talking to him or whatever. But when I got tired, I stopped. Haven't talked to the young man since. And then I used that same logic in other aspects of my life. When I got tired of being sad, I took my ass to fucking therapy in order to fucking heal. When I got tired of being in certain places in my life, I stopped doing the self-destructive behaviors that allowed me to stay in those circumstances. When I got tired of working a job that I hated, I finally stood my ground, set my boundaries, and moved the fuck on. When you're tired, you'll stop. One of the things that always pisses me off when people try to act as if Black Americans have no fucking culture and as if we don't know where we come from. Baby girl, my mama, my grandma, my big mama, my granny, my granny's mama, and my granny's mama all came from America. I'm American. And see, it wasn't until I went through my enlightenment phase when I denounced Christianity and I started actually learning about America and learning about the world and learning about the true contributions of Black Americans to the society outside of chattel slavery and outside of the civil rights movement, in which I became proud to be a Black American. See, I hate using this word sometimes, but the resilience of my people is astonishing. The things that we actually went through. If you've never actually read about true slavery, you need to as a Black person, because then you will understand why a lot of us feel the way we do about a lot of different things. And I had this theory when I was going through my enlightenment phase that the reason in which they try to make us feel as if we are just Africans who just were like put here is because you won't fight for what is yours. You won't fight for your rights. See, this country was built on the backs of our people. And until we truly understand that and we started using that as a force for us to fight and to band together, we will continue to be as if we're lost. Because you can say what the hell you want to, but Black Americans are from America. That's it. That's all.
Not that lady just got hit in the face with a brick and not one man.
I have been saying this for a while now and people get mad at me, but men are not fucking protective. They're territorial. This is the reason why when things like this happen, everybody's like, oh my God, why did none of the men do anything? It's because most men aren't actually fucking protective. They're territorial. They only care about people in proximity to them. I cannot tell you how many situations I have been in which women were actually being threatened or harmed in some kind of way, and the men around did absolutely fucking nothing while they required the women to step in and protect other women. It's the reason why with trafficking, they use children in order to lure women, because they know that women are more likely to try and take that child to safety than a man would. I want us to stop acting surprised when most men continue to show us who they are, because they don't give a fuck about us as individuals if it does not pertain to how we somehow benefit or how we make them look. Because most men don't even like women. So why would they protect the same people in which they don't like? People jump through loops to try to prove as to why a woman should not be protected. Look what happened with Meg. They had every laugh, every joke, every ha-ha as far as this lady getting shot. Blamed her for lying and not wanting to expose her fucking sex history. And pretend as if she was the one raising the charges when it was the state of California. It's the same reasons why y'all ha-ha at the Me Too movement. Let me not touch women because I won't be Me Too. This shit was fucking funny. 1 in 4 girls will be SA before the age of 18.
Take everything as a fucking joke. They wonder why we don't trust you. Y'all are wondering why women are choosing to remain single, then they have to deal with a lot of y'all fucking foolery. This is coming from somebody who's in a happy relationship. Most of y'all suck. Because most men truly are not fucking protective. They're territorial. If it doesn't benefit them, they don't give a fuck. And that's part of the fucking problem. Y'all don't care about literally half of the fucking population. This is my one and only video that I'm making comment to this, and then I'm wrapping this up because y'all don't listen to hear, y'all don't listen to comprehend, y'all listen to fucking argue. One, this doesn't make sense. The reason why this doesn't fucking make sense is because even as an independent woman, I have a man who fucking loves me and will ride for me. I have male relatives and male friends who will fucking ride for me because I grew up a tomboy and I am pretty self-fucking sufficient. The issue with this train of thought is that I'm not always with those men. I go to work, I work out, I go and enjoy brunch. I exist in this world outside of being directly tied to a man at all times. And because of that, I get put in situations with men that are extremely fucking scary. I'm not even gonna talk about the club because obviously like y'all love to throw stuff like that. I have been at the gas station and have been followed and harassed by men because I would not give them my phone number after I specifically told them, and I'm saying them because it happened multiple times, that I have a boyfriend and I'm not interested. One of them, I ended up giving him my Instagram because he quite literally would not leave me alone. And then he began to harass me in my Instagram comments talking about how my man ain't a real nigga and blah, 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 blah. Mind you, this man doesn't know me. He's crazy. I blocked him. Second, this idea of independence and this idea that people should not protect people is the craziest shit to me. It shows that y'all lack sympathy and empathy. But it also proves my point that a lot of y'all men are in these comments talking about, well, why should I defend somebody why should I defend a stranger? Women do it all the time. And as a person, you should want to help somebody who is in fucking need. The idea that you have to protect only those that are around you is so fucking crazy. White supremacy, capitalism, and colonization have done a number on the world because the way that y'all have such an individualistic ass mindset rather than realizing that people need people to exist is the craziest shit to me. You protect people because you should, because sympathy and empathy. If that was me, I would want somebody to help me. If that was my child or my brother or my sister or my whoever, I would also want them to help. But also, it's just the right fucking thing to do. What's not clicking about that? Like when I see people in need, I help. But again, this goes back to one of my other videos where I'm a kind person. So because I'm a kind person, I function in the world with my heart. But that doesn't mean I don't correct people and set boundaries and all the other shit, so whatever. But I help people all the time. I help strangers all the time because it's the thing that you should fucking do. Next, y'all are making this like a black man thing. And I say what I meant. This is a world issue. It's not just a black man, black woman issue. Men as a whole tend to be related. And other men know this, which is why I also don't understand why the fuck y'all are acting like y'all don't know this. I know a lot of y'all don't read, but one book that everybody should read across the board is All About Love by Bell Hooks. In that book, she talks about how if we as a society understood that love is a verb, it requires action, that the world will look a very different way. It also talks about if we use the idea of love being a verb and we use love as a way to create policy and change, that our society will look a completely different way. Because if people actually cared about people, we wouldn't live in a world in which people are hungry or go without food or clean water or just necessities to live. Like, people have to start caring about people. Like, people be like, what's wrong with this generation? This is what's wrong with this generation. No, sweetheart. If you know anything about history, a lot of these things has existed. It's not just our generation. It's not social media. All social media does is highlight these problems. Women have not been protected for centuries. Children have not been protected for centuries. Shit, men not protected from other men for fucking centuries. But y'all don't want to listen to that. Y'all want to argue. And I'm not here to argue with you.
All right, boom. Back to my series of why don't you have Meg Thee Stallion knees anymore? Your hips may be tight. So, hi, I'm Bria. I'm a stretch coach, and I am here to help you get your Meg Thee Stallion knees back. So, cool. All right, so we're going to start with stretching our hips. So you're going to step your feet wide apart. I am super tight today because I have not been stretching the way I'm supposed to. You're going to slide down your imaginary wall. You're going to take your arms and press your knees out. Woo! Good. Pushing that booty down. Woo! Feel that all in those hips. I like to go side to side. Good. Other side. Good. I like to hop it a little bit. Move it side to side. Great. What we're also going to do is do some lunges. So you're going to lunge to the right. Good. And lunge to the left. Good. If you need to, put your hands on the ground. I'm trying not to touch the ground because I am at a hotel. Good. And this side. Woo. That'll get those hips moving. At the beginning, I also forgot to tell y'all how to do some of these like SpongeBob around the world to open my hips up. Same thing around the world to open my hips up. Another one of my favorites is a mobility exercise. You take the chair, rotate my hip out. If you take it out, you need to take it in. I like to do it 10 times on each side, 3 times. Same thing, other side.